my lawsuit against Brian Smythe. We do have a court date. It's March 22nd. I look forward to Mr. Smythe being there. And if we prevail in the case, Mr. Smythe will be personally fined $1,000. My GRC case, I did get a phone call from them today. It is getting very close to the docket. And if I win that case again, I understand Mr. Smythe will have another personal fine of $1,000. I've just about had it with everything that's hidden from the board still. And, you know, after going through all this, testifying at the Hable trial, and to still see what goes on here, it's a disgrace. And how you could have opened up Cheryl Dyer's contract after all of that is just crazy. So we deserve so much better from this board, and we're not getting it. I'd like my questions answered tonight. And my questions from last month, whoever summarized that December 18th meeting, it was a joke. So please go back and listen to the tape and write down the actual answers to all the questions that were asked. For Kim Keeter to get a retroactive raise back to July, and when I get her documents, she showed she didn't do anything about what you were talking about. How could you even go back and give her $10,000? Just doesn't even make any sense. I hope you listen to what the students said, because this is actually a school for students. So please, let's work these things in the budget and not these ridiculous things like parking the buses in Howell and not doing any due diligence whatsoever, which has come back 100% through Oprah. So that's also in the lawsuit. Mr. Smythe, there's tape recordings now from the October meeting and the November meeting of what was said about redacted minutes. And
Ms. Gross, your time is up.
Yeah, and Mr. Gross, you better go back and listen to them, because I think you're going to have some issues with it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Gina Lucio, WTA. I just wanted to formally introduce myself to the Board of Education. I'll be acting as the negotiations chair for the upcoming WTA negotiations. I just want to let you guys know I'll be reaching out in the near future to the negotiations chairs so we can secure some dates as soon as possible to get the ball rolling. Goals to, secure an agreement by the end of the school year. All right, we'll be in touch.
Good evening. Jude Daniel, I live in Wall Township. I'm a retired bus driver. Wall Township has recently entered into a contract with Howell Township to park the Wall buses on Howell property. As a resident and taxpayer for 47 years, I feel that this contract needs to be terminated. This is a waste of taxpayer money. The school buses average fuel consumption is about 9 miles per gallon. One round trip from Howell to Wall High School is approximately 14 miles. If 50 buses complete a single round trip, they use up to 77 gallons of fuel. If fuel cost is $2 per gallon, then that cost is $155. That is just one run, the morning. That's not counting the runs that they do, picking up the kids, taking them to school. With this contract, Wall Township will be paying Howell Township $42 per month, or $50,000 per year. That does not include any upgrades Howell will have to make to their property. Wall will be responsible for 50% of that additional cost. This will add at a minimum of 1 hour per day to everyone's hours. At present, our bus mechanics are right down the road. Are the wall mechanics going to be required to be in Howell to address any problems in the morning? Snow will be coming, ice will be coming. The mechanics are there to help start the buses if they don't want to start. They're there to clean off the buses. If there's plowing or whatever, grounds and maintenance will help the mechanics plow the property right now. Are they going to be required to go out to Howell to do that? Or is Howell going to do it and charge Wall? This is not a new problem. About 20 years ago, there was a budget up for election, and it got passed by 100 votes. I don't know if anybody is aware of that. And that budget was for transportation. That budget passed by 100 votes because the drivers went and we had a packet of information that we gave to the parents, and they all agreed, at least by 100 votes, that this was a good thing. That money did not go to a transportation facility. It went to trucks for grounds and maintenance and to sod a field, not transportation. And this happens all the time. Money was allocated for that transportation, but it was not used. We have enough township land here to have our own facility. The high school right now is sitting on 36 plus acres of land. There is that amount, if not more, on 18th Avenue and Bailey Corner Road. I looked at a tax map today. There's 68.79 acres of land on Bailey Corner Road and 18th Avenue. There is no reason why we cannot have a transportation facility at that address. If that doesn't work for you, take the track and the high school fields from the high school and put it up there on 18th Avenue where you have nice baseball and other soccer fields. You have a perfect spot for that. This needs to, Wall Township taxpayers should not be paying Howell Township to house Wall Township buses. It is not right. You're waiting.
Ed, it is so
Duly
noted.
noted.
I don't think we'll ever forget.
Thank you for sitting down.
Yes, Madam President, I do have a couple of answers that I will be able to provide this evening. With regard to the food service document, it is attached to the F&F minutes, and that report was available on the website beginning last Friday. With regard to the primary school, people have been paying tuition all year. However, the students were never board approved, and as is customary, all of our tuition students appear on a board agenda. So we're approving these students retroactively back to September, even though they have been paying tuition as required since September. And I had another one, so sorry. Nope, I think that was it. Thank you.
Can we have order? The case
I
law is
will
very
answer
clear on
it,
this.
but-
I've cited it in the past.
I'm aware. I'm giving
Right.
Mrs. Dyer an opportunity to answer.
With regard to M on the superintendent's report, we try to maintain the same numbering every month so that we don't forget something, and to help the public review the agenda and notice different things that happen on a monthly basis. With regard to M, recommend approval to accept tuition in placements for special education students for the 2018-19 school year. We do not have any tuition in placements this month, and so therefore there is no attachment SS2. SS2 is always part of M on the agenda. SS1 is always part of L. We do have out-of-district tuition placements, so therefore there is an attachment SS1.
we're not hiding anything. Okay. Before we, Mrs. Daniel, I just wanted to thank you for your comments. I've lost you in the crowd. But I wanted to thank you for your comments with regards to the bus depot. The one thing I would tell you that with regards to the Bailey's Corner property, I would definitely encourage you to review the minutes from the board meetings for the past 2 years to perhaps get a taste of the idea of why that property was decided against, because it was definitely considered by this board and different iterations of this board. There was feasibility studies and all sorts of things done with regards to that property and very impassioned, heated meetings over the past 2 years. We're not supposed to do Q&A here. It's all on the website. We actually did a report, like a whole report that's on the website about everything that we considered. So you can find your information there. It's on the district website, and I believe it's under the business office. It's on the business office page on the district website. It's there. We put it together for the community to know, because you're not the first person that came to us with this information. You can also just contact Mr. Smythe's office directly, and they will tell you how to find it. I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.